Welcome back to the studio. We are now moving into the next discussion, which is sexual harassment in our universities. Recently, there is a case that is still on now in one of the Nigerian universities where some lecturers have to ask for sex from the children committed into their hands to take care of before issuing marks. And we also know that in recent time, the Senate or the Senate tried to pass a bill, on punishment to be given to any lecturer caught in the act of asking a student for sex before marks. So that's going to form the crux of our discussion this morning. And we still have Professor Peter Kachi in the studio and Professor Chika Moore to help us really look into this. Professor Kachi, let's begin with you. How do you see this trend, where a lecturer will begin to ask his daughter, so to speak, because he's committed into your hands, take care of, teach this child, and you turn around to ask for sex before you issue marks? How do you see it?
It's very unfortunate. There are a lot of intricacies in sexual abuse and sexual harassment. The intricacies in sexual abuse and sexual harassment is that there must be an intent, a compelling intent. It's unfortunate that lecturers are doing that. I think in one of the universities in the Western region, there is this scandal now going on about sexual exchange, sexual transactions. I'll call it sexual transactions. Sexual transactions. Then, the lecturer should be held responsible if actually he is indicted. But this sexual harassment is vice versa. There are a lot of students who refuses to read, who refuses to be amenable, who refuses to follow the system in a school. They bank on and hope on seducing lecturers to give them marks because they felt that the lecturers are in a weaker position so that they can always approach them for marks through that. So this sexual harassment is vice versa.
Okay, let's hold it there for now. Let's hold it for there for now.
Yeah.
Prof Chika Moore, we all went through the system, and we know what it was like when we were in school. At this point, would you say it's right for a lecturer to demand for sex from a student?
Definitely. There is no barometer by which you can justify that request. I remember when Professor Lochokafa was the VC UNIZIC, he made a pronouncement. He said, maybe in a class, there could be 95% that will be willing, of the female students. Maybe 95% are even willing to offer. And he's not interested in those ones. That the 5% that refuse to offer, don't harass them. That those are the ones he is interested in. That you cannot force any girl into any sexual relationship. Those ones that offer you and you play well, that one is your game. But the
ones that offer you and you play for marks, or the one that just fancied you and wanted to have a play with you.
No, what he is saying and what I agree with is that those that offer you and you play is your business, provided it does not compromise your work.
That is
so if it goes into compromising your work, you are indicted. But all the more, what of the 5% that will say no, and you're now trying to force them? That one is even worse. That once you are caught, it is dismissal. Okay. So the issue is that if we understand our responsibility, we stand in local parentis. Therefore, these students have been entrusted into our hands. It is anomalous that we will now turn around to begin to ask for sexual gratification, particularly when you're now asking for it in exchange for marks. It's reprehensible.
What we saw on paper today, it said sex for marks, prof goes into hiding. The prof in question is maybe he's feeling guilty. He decided to go into hiding. But come to think of it, is it only? I don't think it's only sex that is in play here. Some will look for money and say, "You must give me this before I give you mark." Why should that happen in a university where we hope that blending and trying to mold people to be leaders of our nation tomorrow?
Good. The problem is that even this sex abuse or sex harassment is also corruption. is a corruptive tendency for you to extort money from students to give them marks, for you to extort sexual leisure to give them marks. It is a crime, it's a criminality. But the problem is this: Nigeria must create an enabling environment. There must be moral rectitude of our people, both lecturers and everybody. There must be moral rectitude, because there are a lot of developments on this thing, effects
And what
in our society.
What do you think is the implication on Nigeria education?
It has a terrible implication. The terrible implication is that the university will churn out illiterates who have certificates.
But still like that, can't we have somebody to blame here? When parents support their children, giving them money, or maybe going to the lecturer, please, I want my child to go to the next level, take this and keep for yourself.
Well, you see, it is an unfortunate development that even that all strata are involved. You'll find parents who will even come out to suggest these things. There are students who will even on their own come to the lecturer and begin to offer and suggest these things, because they're so that's why I agree with him. It is a three-way effect. But one is that the lecturer has the bigger responsibility.
Yes.
Because of your position.
Yes.
You have been positioned in local parentis. You're standing as a parent. Therefore, even when the student comes to offer, you have the moral obligation to call that student aright, because you are training her, you are educating that student, and it is part of the education. But I think that generally the whole country needs a reorientation. We are not. We have come to the point whereby we are only looking at the end, not the means.
The reorientation begins with who?
It should start from the home.
It starts from the family. It starts from your home. It is where you bring your children up.
You were trying to mention some of the implications this will have, and you just ended up giving us one. Do we have more of it?
There are a lot of them.
Let's have them.
It encourages prostitution.
Let's see who is here before we continue.
Hello.
Go ahead.
It encourages prostitution. It encourages cultism. It encourages a lot of other criminal activities, because the people that are supposed to be occupied with their studies are doing a lot of other things, not minding their studies, thinking that that they will meet up with whatever they have based on the demands, the noted demands they know already, that they will scale them through.
Let's see who is there. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
All right. You want to...
Yeah, sorry. I mean, the basic thing is that it waters down the education, the quality of education. And once that is watered down, everything falls down. Because the values are no longer there. Yeah. The person graduates, you are coming out as a graduate, you're not coming out to show what you know.
Okay, as a way of summary now, before we go, what's the way out?
The way out, like Professor Moore said, we have to go on national, or let us go back to university. Let us leave other national aspect of it. There must be reorientation of our lecturers to give them core values and make them to know what is ethical values in them. These ethical values will make them to know that they have responsibilities of the nation, because all these things will lead to underdevelopment, and this underdevelopment will affect the nation entirely. If there is no educational base, there's no sound educational base, Nigeria is not moving forward.
All right, your last word before we go.
Yeah, I agree with him that the basic thing is general orientation, both from home and from the universities. The lecturers should be aware of the enormous responsibilities they have. The students should be given the value of hard work, the value of merit. Our society has come to a point whereby merit is underplayed. In everything we do, we no longer emphasize merit. We just want a reward system that does not lie on merit.
All right, at this point, we'd like to thank you so much, Professor Peter Kachi, the chairman. Okay, you are of the Red Cross, Vice Chairman Red Cross. Yes. Thank you for coming on the program. We also appreciate you. Professor Chika Moore, our chairman, you are from National Population Commission. Thanks for your time.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
All right, at this point, we take you back to the news studios now to bring you the news at 9. When we return, we complete what we began. Don't go anywhere.